Hey guys, so here's a quick look at the new Blade350 QX. So instead of doing like unboxing like I always do, I'm gonna just do my first initial impressions of the Blade350 QX compared to my DJI Phantom right over here. So you can see the presentation of this Blade box is actually very nice. You can see it's got 350 on there, picture of the quad, and you can see very nice quality, or just very nice presentation. The box, not sure if you can actually see it on here, it's kind of hard, but it has like a little carbon fiber look to it. So it's very cool. You can see in the back descriptions, more pictures, so very nice presentation. First impression is actually, when I saw the box, I was like, ooh, I kind of want it. So inside, just like all the Blade helicopters and stuff like that, you get manual and some little tools, I guess little Allen wrenches to make adjustments if you have to take anything apart. So you can see inside is the Blade350. So you can see we got chargers, we got battery, GoPro mount, camera mount, or the shock adapt, or the vibration dampeners right here. The 350. What is this? This is, I guess, the screw for the GoPro and some other little knickknacks right up in here. So extra little screws, the rubber dampeners. So that's pretty cool. And spare propellers. I always like to see spare propellers because we always crash, I guess. So charger is DC style, so you need a 12-volt source, like a car battery or a power supply. Standard 3-cell, or I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already have 3-cell 2200s. GoPro mount, nothing too fancy. So let's take a look at the Blade. So let me close the box so we can get a better look at the Blade. Kind of hard to do one-hand operation here. So here it is, right on top of the box. So first initial impression was, when I saw the pictures and the videos that Blade put up, I was like, man, that thing looks nice. But when you see it in person, it looks, in my opinion, more of like a toy than, compared to the Phantom. The Phantom just has a more solid, more sturdier, industrial grade look to it. And the Blade is just more of like a toy, I guess, because the landing gears. I'm not sure why, but I'm not really liking the landing gear on here. It looks kind of like a TDR helicopter landing gear, but it doesn't really. I'll stop there. But yeah, so you can see it looks very similar to the Phantom, but it is a traditional, quad setup with the 4 motors, the X setup. We got let's see, reds in the front, this in the rear. Landing gears kind of slant forward, so when you mount the GoPro right here, the landing gears will be out of the way, so that's very nice. It's very sleek. You can see here, let me focus. Let me put on manual focus, sorry. A little bit easier than doing autofocus. Autofocus can't really focus on the white too well. You can see it's very sleek. It looks like a airplane wing, or it's very aerodynamic when you're doing forward flight. It's just gonna cut right through with less drag. You can see we got vent cutouts, 2 in the top and 2 more in the bottom, which was pretty cool. So when you're doing forward flight, it's gonna push in some air, and then all the air is gonna blow off from the ESC covers right here to keep the ESCs nice and cool, and also some more vents on the top where the battery compartment is. You can see here, but I'm pretty sure a lot of beginners won't be doing forward flight in the first place. So who knows? Maybe there won't be any overheating problems or not like that. But small little motors. What's neat about the motors is they're mounted by 2 screws, kind of like a not traditional, standard or the newer multi-rotors with the 2 screw holes. So that way you don't have to worry if you're mounting the prop on incorrect, like an airplane. You put the prop on, it's not in the center, or they're all balanced. But by having the 2 screws in the shaft right here, it's always going to be nice and dead on in the center. Motors are pretty tiny. The KV is a little bit higher than the DJI Phantom, so should be a little more preppy. Now the props are rather on the flexible side. Now I'm not sure why they're flexible like this, but I'm guessing because Blade sells to a lot of people, and the main goal is safety. So when they make the blades like carbon fiber too stiff, it's not gonna break, and it's gonna cause more damage to you or anything else that you crash into. So by having the blades a little bit soft like this, kind of flexible, it's not gonna have a lot of impact. You can see I can kind of twist it this way, the lateral and the torsion right here, I can twist it. So it's a little bit, for me, I guess, if you're trying to do some aerials, these props might not cut out for you when you add them more weight. it might cause more vibrations and stuff like that. If you're planning to get this one for doing, you know, aerial photography or shooting videos with your 350 QX. So you can see over here, oh, battery compartment. So you can see the battery compartment is right here. This whole lid comes off, so that's pretty cool. Now the bad thing is you don't really have any space inside to put anything else inside besides the battery. So you get the EC3 connectors right here, but the battery compartment is very, very limited. You can see it's just battery inside and there's really no space to mount anything comparing to the Phantom. So I'm going to give you guys a side-by-side of the battery compartment. You can see the Phantom's a little bit higher with the legs. This looks, you know, a little bit more industrial in my opinion, but I upgraded the propellers to carbon fiber. You can see battery compartment wise. Now the battery on the Phantom does fit up in here, but you have a lot more space because it is a bigger shell comparing to the 350 from Blade. Now it is bigger, more, I guess more drag. It looks more like a UFO compared to this one. Let me put the Phantom back over and get back to the Blade. You can see another thing that I noticed was each one of these ESCs over here. Let me focus, and right over here you can see each one of these there's 4 ESCs, and each one of these speed controls have a ferrite ring or one of these little cores that the power feeds through. I guess that keeps the signal nice and clean with less interference, less, you know, RF and stuff like that going to the compass and the GPS up here. So I'm pretty sure, or I'm assuming Blade did a lot of testing, and that's why they wrap the motor wires and the power wires through this core right here to clean up the signal that's going to the receiver and less interference with the GPS. I haven't actually flown this one yet. I just got it last night, so very excited to get it. You know, I was kind of debating, do I really want this one because I already have a Phantom, and I was like, you know what, I kind of wanted to do FPV flight just for FPV because I already know that this one doesn't have that much space to mount anything else inside besides maybe a simple camera up front and a video transmitter on top or the bottom. The bottom does have this little notch right here. I'm not exactly sure why that's for, but this would be good for mounting your video transmitter. Another thing that I want to point out is the on and off switch. Very, very neat. When you're plugging in the battery, you don't have to hurry up or let it sit. You can just leave it off, plug in the battery, close that hatch on top, and then just turn on, and then you're ready to go. You can see the landing gear is pretty much held on by one screw. It probably clips in one screw and then the landing gear comes off. You can see the landing gears looks a little bit plasticky, looks kind of, I guess, cheap, but you know, it's probably very, very durable. You could probably bend it and it's not gonna break. So that's a good thing about the Blade stuff. They're actually very durable. So right here, and one more thing I want to point out. When I got this one, I was hoping it would come with a separate receiver or like maybe a standard, you know, full range RC receiver. But after taking a closer look at it when I actually got it in, the antenna, I'm assuming, is right here, just like all of the smaller Blade helicopters. You can see this little reddish kind of orange wire right here. That's, I'm assuming, it's the antenna for the receiver. So I'm not exactly sure on the range of the the 350 QX. So I'm hoping it's not going to be a park flight. I hope it's going to be a full range because that's the reason why I got this one, because I have my own JR11X radio. And the Phantom is going to be more for my, you know, shooting videos with the GoPro, aerial photography and stuff like that, because I have the DJI expensive gimbal on here, overpriced, but you know, it works very good. So I have the Phantom for that application. I wanted this Blade just for, you know, flying FPV, sports flying, rolls and flips, and just like all the other Blade helicopters that I have owned over the past, I pretty much own all the smaller ones up to the 350. It flies great, you know, the way it works, nice for sport and 3D flying. This one, I'm hoping to do some, you know, little rolls and loops with it because there is different modes that's supported by the 350 QX. So, oh, more vents on the back of the motors, except there's really no vents in the front except these two little holes. When you have to be getting some, you know, nice forward movement to actually get all of these air to pass through all of these vents in the rear, but I'm pretty sure they thought of it, so I'm pretty sure there won't be any problems with this setup. So yeah, that's my first initial impression. You know, the body construction wise, it looks a little bit more toyish, more like a toy grade kind of comparing just to the Phantom, but it does, you know, the looks does grow on you, so you know, I grew into it already. And what I might end up doing is taking off the landing gears and flying it just like this, because it does look pretty darn cool about the landing gears right here. It just looks very streamlined, very aerodynamic, kind of like one of those little speed racers to cut to the air, but I'm pretty sure it won't fly too fast due to these propellers. So I'm assuming, or I'm hoping, Horizon or Blade will, you know, eventually down the line release some 2-hole mounted propellers. I'm not sure if the T-motor props will fit, but I'm pretty sure I'll check into it. I need to get my calipers out and measure, see if these are 12 millimeters from screw to screw. So if it's a distance of 12 millimeters, those new style 3 or 2-hole mounted props, multi-rotor props, will fit on here very good. So yep, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it as short as possible. You know, it's my initial impression. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, have a great day.